All right, title of the video. Michael B. Jordan's desperate exes are going outside. All right, let's see what else shit got to talk about on here. You know, it definitely set a precedent as with the title, but let's kind of see what he's talking about and get into it.
Would you circle the block with anyone?
Ooh. There is one, if, you know, they called, I would answer.
Okay.
In the early 2000s, the music industry was being completely destroyed by illegal file sharing networks like Napster and Kazaa. But there would be some...
Yo, the amount of viruses I got trying to get some free music. Come on, y'all with me? Like, the amount of viruses I put on the one home computer that we barely had, and some of my friends.
somebody who would fix this. And that person would be Steve Jobs. On April 28th, 2003, Steve Jobs introduced the iTunes Music Store. He convinced major record labels to allow Apple to sell individual songs for 99 cents. It was a massive gamble that paid off instantly. Apple sold 1 million songs in the first 5 days. This move revolutionized how music was consumed globally, and it proved that consumers would pay for digital content. So what happened to the shares of Apple at that time? On that same day, Apple stock closed at exactly $14.22 per share. That's the unadjusted trading price. That was just in 2003. By 2008, the original iPhone had been out for nearly a year and was actively disrupting the mobile industry. So from 2003 to 2008, it's only 5 years. Yeah. How much did the stock go up to? It was $172.25 per share. Okay. Now, guys, stocks do split in many different ways because companies do it. But let me just be honest with you. If you invested $14.22 a share in 2003, in 2008, your value of investment was $344.50. That means you would have had a 2,322% total return, meaning that yesterday's price in 2003 was not the price in 2008. Got it?
Yo, I was wondering where O'Shea was going with this one, but it makes sense. The person you was before, if you work and put in the effort, is not gonna be the same person you are 1, 2, 3 years down. I didn't know he was going with that one.
He's right.
Smooth though.
In the mid-2000s, Michael B. Jordan was an up-and-coming actor, and he had a girlfriend for a few years, way before his relationship with Lori Harvey. And her name was Drew Sidora. Now, Drew Sidora is an actress/singer, and at the time her and Michael B. Jordan were dating, she had no kids. She was 2 years older than him, but they had no kids. And they had a loving relationship, although it was kind of under wraps. By 2011,
there go the baby.
She would become a single mother, and Michael B. Jordan was coming up the ranks in Hollywood. By 2014, she would marry a guy by the name of Ralph Pittman, a businessman, and they would have 2 more other kids.
Turn up, let's go. Let's go, babies.
That's 3 kids by 2018, and Michael B. Jordan was still on his way to becoming an A-list actor. Fast forward! Recently, Drew Sidora happened to be on a podcast, and she was asked a very interesting question.
I get it. Never have ever dated an A-list celeb.
Oh, hello?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Well,
Notice she take pride in that. Take pride in it.
I guess, like, you've kept it pretty private.
Yeah.
I don't know that you've told us. No.
Because, like, you know, I got married.
Now she's being asked.
Hey, man, very respectful. Very, very respectful. Showing her husband or her husband at the time that, you know, you got this on lock, even towards A-list celebrity. Very respectful.
Have you ever dated a A-list actor before? She says yes, and it's pretty private, and she kept it private because at the time she was married and didn't want to disrespect her husband by talking about the relationship. Let's talk about her marriage. How did it turn out?
Again, I have been met with him wanting an open relationship, him wanting to have other women. He's not still been honest. I was waiting when Portia and Shamia asked, have you ever cheated on Drew? I was waiting for him to be honest. And he got choked up. And he just threw out no.
Last year, she appeared on Carlos King's podcast and basically admitted to the world that her husband, Ralph Pittman, didn't really want to be in a committed monogamous relationship with her anymore. He needed to clap more cheeks, and she's now on The Real House.
Yo, O'Shea, brother. Brutal delivery, Jesus. Hey, Zeus.
Slice of Atlanta, or has been on that franchise for years, and basically he didn't want to admit that he was sleeping with other women. So this is a problem. You had a kid by somebody in 2011 or 2012. Right. You've given him 2 more other kids.
Right.
And he wants to have an open relationship because for whatever reason, he feels that you are not woman enough for him. Then she would say this.
Would you circle the block with anyone?
Ooh. There is one, if, they called, I would answer.
Okay.
So, is there anybody that she would date? She says yes. There is another person I would date if they called. Now, that's crazy. If they called. No offense to Drew Sidora, but you have 3 kids by 2 different men. You're about to be divorced. Michael B. Jordan has no kids.
Yo, I can't stress how important that is, man. It's really like playing a game on some other man saved. And take in mind, too, like, got all the respect in the world for stepfathers. Like, y'all really do come in, step up, and be that figure for the kids. But, shit, it's not your obligation, man. And they make it so hard because, I got friends and family. They got kids and stuff. So, it's like I can understand both sides of the coin. But, like, as a man with no kids, working towards, goals, daily dreams, and putting forth the effort to be the best version of yourself, it's okay to want to start a new family with that's perfectly fine. And I just see it so often men get shamed out of that. And I just find it wild. But yeah, big surprise, having kids, especially by multiple men, can hurt your dating options. I know.
And you expect that if he would call, you would answer. That's crazy. But here's the most important part.
You are both actors.
Yeah.
He's very handsome.
Yeah.
He is a family man. You have kids. He'd be great as a stepdad.
Wow. Whoa.
Yo, even she was like, whoa. Sister came on thick, setting up for the okie doke. You got to be careful with these interviews, boy. They say, whoa.
Huh?
The lady that's interviewing her is saying, wow, Michael B. Jordan is handsome. He's a family man. He would be a great stepdad for her. Hell no! And I thought it was pretty interesting because when she broke up with Michael B. Jordan, she probably had no clue the kind of man that he would be.
Going up.
But the problem is, Drew Sidora, just like the Apple stocks in 2003 to 2008, yesterday's price is not today's price, baby.
I didn't know where he was going with that.
Why is that?
When a man fails, he can rebuild. Lost money, rebuild. Failed relationship, rebuild. Lost job, rebuild. Heartbreak, rebuild. Rough season, rebuild.
Men have the ability to rebuild. And we've seen it with Michael B. Jordan. When he was pretty much left in the dumpster by Lori Harvey, he did it.
Yo, and was really getting shitted on every which way. Oh, you fumbled all this, where you had memes of Michael B. Jordan for weeks and stuff, bro. So it's just crazy in retrospect to look back and kind of see how everything played out, the success that the brothers had, and just looking at it from a macro style view. It's really crazy.
Exactly what this lady is saying. He rebuilt. By the time he got to Lori Harvey, he was already A-list in. The price was already too high for her in 2020. Then he went through that situation, rebuilt himself, and now his value is even that much more after winning the Oscars. But then there's more.
Men have the ability to start over through discipline. Women, on the other hand, often carry emotional wounds, trauma, resentment, distrust, masculine walls, heartbreak, comparison from old partners, and bitterness. Instead of healing, many women jump into new situations carrying the old pain.
Men rebuild through discipline, while women tend to carry pain and resentment.
Yo, shit's not easy, but man, when you rebuild through discipline, you pick yourself up out of a situation that really had you down. You know how much harder it is to be knocked down and to stay down? Like having that grit, getting up out the mud and like really picking up yourself, picking up your feelings, your emotions, and still using them, doing something productive with that. Using that anger, pain, whatever you feeling to progress forward, yo, that's powerful, man. That's power right there.
In other words, when you're rebuilding through
Man or
discipline,
woman, doesn't matter.
that means you're willing to give the world what they want in order for you to get further. While on the other hand, women's pain is about what can you give me? And I am hurt, and this is how I feel.
Right.
And I need to look out for myself. While as Michael B. Jordan is always looking at what can I give the world so I can get more back and gain more leverage.
Yeah, man, you can't be solipsistic thinking the world revolve around you. Really look out there and see like what value can I give off to the world, you know, and doing that not easy, man. You know, you got to find out what you do well and what you do, you know, well enough to provide value to somebody else, you know. But if you look at it, just take a step back, you know, that'd be a lot easier for you, man.
That's the difference. So now when you look at Michael B. Jordan in Drew Sidora and him calling her, well, she is very good looking, no doubt about it, but there is no real reason to call her. I mean, she's had her heart broke by her husband. She has 3 children. She has other priorities.
Right.
And to be honest, she's just too expensive to deal with. And it's not because she's unattractive or not successful. He's just too successful. He has too much ammunition. He's just too disciplined to let his life go into a situation like that, which doesn't serve him in my Lori Harvey voice. And I think if you're a woman and you're listening to stuff like this, I think it's really good. I mean, I'm nowhere near the level of...
Yo, facts, man. Like, for anybody, it's hard to really sit there and take criticism or be in an uncomfortable situation to where you're not being bigged up or, you know, getting roses shoved up your, you know what. But if you can sit there, listen to some constructive criticism, take something from it, apply it. Like Kevin Samuels, man, looking back, so much value, brutal honesty, and was literally a mirror. You come up there with some BS, he was gonna reflect it, but man was really trying to tell people how to get what they want. You feel me? Okay, you telling me what you want, but do you know what it is that you want, what they want? And boy, the answer time and time again was, fuck no.
Kevin Samuels, but we get to understand what life is about. Life is about leverage, and women
Right.
understand leverage in terms of beauty, but they don't understand leverage as it's undergirded in financial or economic or industrial or marketplace leverage. And that's different. You see, when you see a guy in 2006 or 2007 and he was nothing, but in 2017 he's somebody, and you honestly believe, well, he liked me then, so he must like me now. You're misappropriating your leverage because you don't know what that man has seen in the last decade or the last
Right.
5 years, because his discipline has allowed him to see parts of life that you cannot see because your discipline is not like his.
Right.
And so when you're thinking that he should come back and work hard and then give you a call to come back to you, I mean, it's hopeful that he would, but you don't have any leverage. There's nothing that you can do now to make his life better. And frankly, he's seen better and has left them. So there's no way he's coming back.
Now, I don't think she was asking for it, but at the same time, yeah, he's just kind of spinning some facts, man. You know.
To you, unless you can offer something that nobody else can't, which you probably don't believe that you should, that's why he will never call. And when women understand leverage in terms of how masculine men coordinate and engineer leverage and how we look at it, then maybe I think that this idea of men and women, or especially in the black community, black men and black women, the relationship would work better. But up until then, I think that we're gonna have a fundamental issue here, because life is about leverage for men who have played out the longer game And for women who have not delivered that level of leverage to the market or to the economy in the same way, and this is not for every guy, I understand, but this is for a guy that she wants, right? And that's important. And unfortunately for her, she's not going to get the call that she believes that she deserves. And it's unfortunate. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, LCD Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Drunk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.
Yo, shout out to O'Shea, man. Really makes some great content with the editing. Brings up some great topics. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. You know, and kind of how that's played into like your personal life. Are you somebody that's continuously growing, continuously putting yourself in uncomfortable situations to grow? If you not, you need to. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing, boy, life getting more expensive. So you better have some marketable skills to get you up out of that rat race. Hey, at the end of the day, I'm just a guy with a mic. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Appreciate you watching. Out.